Good morning, author of the ASNI TV. I would like to explain to the public why the corrupt medical authorities, along with the legal system, both solicitors and lawyers, and the court system here in Northern Ireland have colluded together to make sure that my case against the corrupt Belfast Trust does not reach the courts. For me to tell you the whole story from the beginning would take me a long time. So, if you go to my site and click on to YouTube, go to YouTube Arthur Rafferty Jack Spot, Arthur Rafferty Asbestosis, ASNI Arthur Rafferty, ArthurRafferty.com, JusticeForDockers.com, Arthur Rafferty Docker and Arthur Rafferty Steak Knife, and those tapes will tell you all about the trouble I have had with these legal people. You can read my stories that will bring you up to date. These corrupt government organisations have colluded with each other for the past 12 years to stop me, taking 7 corrupt doctors, 2 corrupt solicitors and 5 corrupt lawyers to court to face charges of gross negligence, wrongful diagnosis, fraud and the theft of money, a total of £1,810. Also legal aid. I have done everything legal. I have lodged my papers in court to expose these so-called doctors. I reported the solicitors to the Law Society, who are supposed to look into corrupt solicitors, but nothing was ever done. I reported the corrupt lawyers to the Bar Council, who are supposed to look into the corrupt behaviour of lawyers. I even attended a meeting in the Bar Library about those 5 corrupt lawyers, but got no satisfaction at all. The chairman at the meeting was a Mark Mulholland. After I explained my case to him, he said his lawyers done no wrong, and of course we had words and fell out. I got a letter from him a week later stating that he will be taking nothing more to do with my case. Now let me tell Mark Mulholland, I'll not miss him, and has passed it over to another lawyer called Adrian Colton, a QC. I wrote to Adrian Colton about my case, and it took him 5 months to answer my letter. His reply lasted all of 2 lines, saying there is nothing they can do for me and that the lawyers have done no wrong. His answer was diabolical, coming from a so-called legal person. These are lawyers who have told lies on me with doctors in court, also stole money on me, also stole my legal aid money, and that in itself is stealing from the public purse. I wrote a second letter to Adrian Colton, the QC chairman of the Bar Council, telling him of my disgust at his reply. That was almost 2 years ago, and that excuse of a lawyer has yet to answer my letter. He cannot say he did not receive it, as I paid a special delivery fee of £6 to make sure he got the letter, as he had to sign for it, and the post office said the letter was signed for on delivery. But the corrupt Adrian Colton, a so-called QC, did not have the decency to reply to me. So much for our legal system. I then reported them to the Attorney General and the Lord Chief Justice. After waiting for a reply for over 3 months, the reply was I should complain to the Law Society and the Bar Council. So I am to report corrupt lawyers, also the corrupt chairman Adrian Colton QC, to the Bar Council, that he is the chairman of. And these are the people who are supposed to be looking after our legal system in Northern Ireland. What a corrupt bunch of scum they are. Needless to say, I never went back to that corrupt bar council. To get back at me, those scum in the bar council have put word out that no legal firm was to take my case on here in Northern Ireland. So I could not get legal representation for my court case against those corrupt doctors. My human rights entitles me to legal redress in court, but these corrupt lawyers do not believe in human rights. I have now applied to have my case heard in the UK after one of their corrupt judges, a judge called Evan Bell, told me in court in front of the Belfast Trust's lawyer, David Sharp, that I would not win taking a case against the Belfast Trust and that their lawyers would pick holes in my case. I also found out that this judge, Evan Bell, worked for the Belfast Trust in the Royal Victoria Hospital for over 20 years. So he should not have been anywhere near my case, as there was a conflict of interest there. But there again, corrupt people don't obey the law. Of course, that was his plan to appease his former employers, and I am sure he didn't do it for nothing. I reported this Judge Evan Bell to the Lord Chief Justice and also to the Attorney General, and after 5 months of waiting on a reply, both said that nothing is going to be done and that the corrupt Judge Evan Bell has done nothing wrong. And because of that, the Lord Chief Justice and the Attorney General both say that I cannot take my case to court in the UK as it happened here in Northern Ireland. Talk about the old boys club backing each other up. Yet Edmund Poots is allowed to take his case over to the UK even though his case was heard in Belfast. Talk about double standards. And both the Lord Chief Justice and the Attorney General said it was okay to do it. So these corrupt scum here want to take my case to court here, where there is a corrupt judge and I can't get legal representation. I will have to do my own case. And what chance do I have here with corrupt courts, corrupt judge, corrupt solicitors, corrupt lawyers, all working for the Belfast Trust, not counting the help the Lord Chief Justice, the Attorney General, the Bar Council and the Law Society are giving them? I think the odds of me winning my case against all of these corrupt people would be nil. But the real reason why these corrupt people have it in for me is because I was big enough to stand up to them and tell them what I thought of them, and what doctors, solicitors and lawyers and the insurance companies here were doing to the ordinary public for years. Now they know, and they know that I know what's going on here between them, and that is the reason why these corrupt doctors, solicitors and lawyers and their bosses and the courts don't want my case to go over to the UK. They would rather try and bury me here to keep me quiet. These corrupt scum think that by forcing me to take my case here and have it heard here and doing my own legal work against all the odds, and if I should lose, I would be hit with a large bill to pay. But believe you me, that bill would be pittance compared to the case I will have against them. Them corrupt doctors, lawyers and solicitors and their bosses. And when I lift the lid on this scam, I will make Al Capone look like an altar boy to them, compared to them. And I will take great pleasure standing by and watch it happen, as those corrupt scum have put me through 12 years of hell. Before I end, I would like to say that I also asked the BBC and the UTV to air my stories about these people. The BBC refused me straight away. No reason was given. The reporter in the UTV liked my story and invited me down to UTV House to see his line manager, who also liked my story. But when they passed the story upstairs to the chief executive, he refused to put the story on air. No reason was given. I suppose a few phone calls were made to the Lord Chief Justice Office and the Belfast Trust Office to ask their permission to air the story, as these corrupt companies run both the media and the papers, as has been proven over the years. It makes you wonder how deep this corruption really goes. A quote from St. Jude. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. And let me tell the Lord Chief Justice and the Attorney General and his corrupt team that this man is not for quitting. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Now, anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it, call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurruffley.com, email arthurruffley1stroke@gmail.com, YouTube Arthur Ruffley, Arthur Ruffley Docker, and thank you for watching ASNI TV. I will see you soon.